Alright, today we will have quite a lot of information, so there will be a screen demonstration today. In addition, we're going to talk about what has been done, what have we updated. And by the way, Marika mentioned about Bitcoin, about different cryptocurrencies, with the technical department made a decision precisely for those who work with USDT. And now we're gonna talk about this as well in more details. I think those who work in this cryptocurrency, in USDT, will be quite satisfied with our results, which we will implement within a week. But we will do this directly with demonstration as well. It will be probably easier to understand. So look, what happened about this week. There are updates of all invoices. Some partners who wrote to us about the fact that they were being added, or the invoices were either created or swapped, changed. The dates was changed, and invoices were added for those partners from whom reinvestments occurred, who done their reinvestment. Some invoices simply were not formed. Now, for everyone, the balance amount corresponds to invoice and the dates when they were concluded. We done this to optimize the actual spend. We actually spent a couple of days specifically on this because of optimization. We approaching the end of contracts, the end of invoices for contracts at the current moment. And it was necessary to utilize this. So the later partners could be given full access to all information on each invoice they have. When it was concluded, what percentage of yield they receive, whether they receive it all by day or something. What is your overall contract is, and what amount we are deducting from the contract. All these updates will be in the My Contract tab. I will show you it, by the way, through the demonstration. So yes, approximately where it will be necessary to look at this in order to simplify all this. Also we optimize the work of cashbacks. I think many partners noticed, but those partners who are already top partners who withdrew income daily, and the income of which in the maximum income from the company consists of 7,000 USDT from network program, they started to come at one certain time. We optimized the process. Earlier our bots ran process on people, someone could get stuck, there was some movement, in fact it was chaotic. Now we optimized it slightly. Effectively now it checks, it runs 24 hours, and on the second day in the morning from 9 to 12 you'd see it's being uploaded. Many partners notice this because many company wallets are replenished mostly with large amounts. By the way, today partners also asked me how real is report in general. Well, we have reports, a tab. Many partners took a look inside. You can look every morning, for those who like to do that, to make a schedule. For example, today 350,000 USDT was paid out onto the network. This is just the morning. There are yesterday's partners who set their cashback, network rewards, withdrawals. Today there also was the upload, and in principle we slightly optimized this so that people don't wait. So yes, we just put it in one large package. Because we have more partners, and the system of course grows not by days but by hours. Therefore, scaling. Of course, attention has to be paid to such small things. To create structure, to structure all this work as well, because when we had 50 partners, in principle the system of course not stressed, not overwhelmed, but at the current moment I will tell you more. At the current moment we have about 2,000 partners who receive network rewards, and of course this requires some optimization. Okay, we figured on the invoices. What do we have? Let me immediately start the screen sharing and continue with that. Regarding arbitration. Okay, USDT. We all know how we work with USDT. We always worked with USDT, so we had a concilium with all programmers who were directly responsible for arbitration functionality. They say, listen, the percentage of yield is quite small, but I will say more. We have somewhere 50% of assets, 60% in USDT, because originally it was that everyone worked in USDT before adding other cryptocurrency. And accordingly now, USDT Sol doesn't show the best results. Actually, I don't understand why we didn't think about this earlier, but nevertheless, we have thought on it. Now, what will happen next week? Those guys who work in USDT, look, you will not have only USDT Sol. We will now select the most profitable positions. For example, USDT, Ethereum, USDT Bitcoin, USDT Solana. So USDT will work with all cryptocurrencies. And accordingly, we will now all choose those cryptocurrencies in which it is interesting to work as the conjugating main part. USDT is the base, and now USDT will work with each cryptocurrency as well. Why this is so good? Because the yield percentage will of course be higher, because as we know, Bitcoin USDT now has quite a good yield. And many partners over the last 3 days, there were quite a lot who start replenishing in Bitcoin and working with it. I think with this innovation, those partners who work in USDT will feel exactly how good is it to have grow in financial terms. Because, again, the bot will select the best arbitration pairs at the current moment of time. So we plan to implement this next week. At the end of the week, we will launch it. So people who use USDT, do not be upset. I think that literally in short time, we will make this update, and accordingly you will already work on equal rights, like USDT and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. This is one of the important messages, and we fixate in it, that we implemented it. Next, ArbPro. We also updated the dashboard because it was quite dull. I didn't like it at all. Now it's optimized as well. It's already look a little bit different. We add more data here. Here already on which exchange trading is happening, what are the total spreads, total arbitration speed, minus the company's commission of course. In fact, it's already becoming better visually. Visually, it's better in terms of showing information, displaying it, quality of life moments, invoices used for the entire period, used for the past 24 hours. The same we can observe in Bitcoin. My Bitcoin works is keep going. We can observe yield for the entire period. By the way, my yield for the entire period is for a week. I think in 3 weeks I will completely recover my entire asset. 1.5 Bitcoin. So my contract will be closed very quickly, and that's a good news. So the update regarding ArbPro is already deployed, and in fact we can already work with it. Next, we have a lot of questions about ArbBoost. And I have a very big recommendation for partners who work with foreign community. This is important. Please explain to partners, or today we're gonna make a translation, preferably of course in more languages than just English, so that our foreign partners understand that there are a lot of requests with the same question: how to work in ArbPro, how we can launch this program. Okay, more clarification is needed because support kinda collapses and we just clog support with these simple questions, and support sometimes cannot provide qualified support for those who really need it. Yes, we answer certain questions regarding the program that will be. And there are a lot of questions about when it will start. We're gonna notify you. Or not notify you. How does this work in general? Okay, let's analyze this program in more details today. And now I will try to explain briefly but clearly. In previous Zooms we already discussed it, but in these Zooms, I repeat, this program was specifically made for our partners who do not have the opportunity to work with 100,000 equivalent Ether in USDT. Could be not USDT, Bitcoin, or the rest, that doesn't matter. Equality in USDT 100,000. But since I explained, the fact is the entire structure rests on our partners, the entire structure, main mass, because maybe partners at the current moment we have certain numbers and they already provide quality But the main mass we have is mid-level partners who provide both network program and all programs that are overall available to us now. So for those, our boosts were made, and how it will be activated. Our boost will work quarterly, once a quarter, because we give our members the opportunity to work on it, in fact, in ArbPro, through this boost, via this boost, and the partner gets the opportunity to work with an invoice, a part of it, of the contract, that get the same capabilities as invoices in ArbPro. Which is to receive income 24/7, minus 10% from the company. When will it be activated? Look, we do not set certain dates, we do not prepare partners that, look, it will be activated in a week. It's not gonna work like that. We do not say which cryptocurrency, we do not say the date. Here is already obvious, of course, because also they asked me a question and the first quarter ends actually here in 5 days. Well, it's already obvious that within 5 days the first boost will be opened. The exact day, anyways, do not disclose, and the same with cryptocurrency. But that it will be open within this 5-day period, yes, because the quarter ends in 5 days, that's true. So how this will happen? You don't need to separately top up the ARB boost. We do not have the such concept of dividing arbitration and the ARB boost. It will effectively work with one account. What do you need to replenish? The usual way. The same how you participate in ArbCore. Just funds precisely in this cryptocurrency. When you replenish, specifically on this day, we give 24 hours for this program. These funds will be automatically created as an invoice, but already in ArbPro. And they will start working precisely in this dashboard. It will look like, for example, let's take USDT. Plainly, you have $50. You work with USDT. You have invoice for $50, for 50 USDT, and you will have a contract for 50 USDT. For example, our Pro is activated in USDT as well. The boost is active, you replenish $50, and accordingly you have one invoice working in regular arbitration, like standard, and another in VIP arbitration. The second invoice created already in our Pro. It will look standard. The volume works here and the volume here works as well. The total amount will be summarized and paid to you in one payment. Well, as you understand, it's a single account, of course. Everything happens as a regular, ordinary process, nothing super complicated. And the next boost will be already opened in the next quarter, roughly speaking, in the second quarter. There are 4 quarters in a year, 3 months each. This boost will be open once every 3 months, so that each partner, well, I can also say here, of course, let's not hide it, we also sell ArbPro at some point, because some partners, for example, are thinking they should they or not, still no observing. But yes, we at some point also sell in this program, because partners see how much they can earn, the partner understand the difference between working at the standard and pro mode, and accordingly they make certain conclusions for themselves and make a decision. Either they will work like this and just close the contract and in 1.5 months, or they will work differently, close the contract in 3 to 5, depending on the spread and on certain cryptocurrencies. So that's clear, everything about the ARB boost. Regarding invoices, we also figured it out. Also gonna repeat myself in ARB chat for smooth transition. There will be a technical thing. Don't forget to repeat that in that Zoom, I repeat, in this Zoom, I think in the next week, it will be already opened, the ARB chat. Please, partners who use Telegram will be able to calmly create tickets through ARB chat. There's gonna be a ticket system, and accordingly all requests will go through the ARB chat, where technical supports will be provided to you as in Telegram. Telegram, of course, is not gonna be removed, it will still exist, but we are gradually gonna transfer everyone to the internal chat, in which I think it will be more convenient as the same convenient as the Telegram. So, regarding another important question, because I also saw it in chat today, and our team started to deal with it. Not just to deal with it. We have a yield percentage tab, yes, and we will probably also make a gradation by pools. That was the request. As you know, we have maximum pools, which give the people just enter at a good time and the good pool, and accordingly, of course, the income is higher at that pools. There are pools that perform weaker. There are many factors for this, and our team is now thinking about how to make it on the average level, equalize it. So there's some assumption about that, but in any case, we'll most likely conduct a certain survey, yes, because there is different points of view, and whether it is possible to somehow average and equalize the situation. But let's say such actions will 100% not take ourselves. First of all, the board will make the decision. Secondly, this decision will also be made by you, so that there are no questions to the company, yes? Because on one hand, I understand that someone received 1% and someone received 1.5% in the same cryptocurrency and also received 1% right, and what is it? Because how? I receive 1.1, for example, or someone in Bitcoin received 3.6, and you have 4, 5, 6. It's written. Yes, our system simply calculates the maximum that's shift per day by the maximum pool. That's why we write the maximum spread. Naturally, we will make a gradation now that will be displayed. There will also be a minimum weighted average between maximum and minimum, and here is the average maximum, yes, and there will be the basis from which we're gonna get going. Also gonna be in percentage for convenience, and in Pro. Oh, regarding Pro, it seems we also have questions right now. At night, apparently there was less trading, but the income is actually quite good at night. Do not forget that in Pro, besides trading and 10% that remains with us, from this 10% we also leave you your income, your earn position, that you effectively trade and also receive earn. We do not show it yet in statistics, but in principle you get both trading and earn position. This implies the work of ArbPro. This is how it works. So there's nothing unusual here. It goes just over accrual. Everything is quite simple. Well, that's the maximum. For our AP, everything is on maximum. Soon maybe for everyone will be maximum, because everyone will have the opportunity to try this and how it works. That's it. Regarding cryptocurrencies, what do we plan? Now we plan to figure out USDT fully. Let me just stop the demonstration. We're gonna figure out the USDT situation, how to improve this work for all partners who work with this cryptocurrency. This is our priority task at the current moment. The second task concerns the implementation of subsequent cryptocurrencies. As we already said, most likely it will be XRP. It is in our plan for the next week. Most likely, I think we will launch it. Probably we will launch both USDT and the XRP, the update for USDT. We wanted more, but we will most likely focus specifically on USDT. So that's our plans at the end of the week and at the beginning of the next week. Basically everything is covered. Marika, do you have anything to add? more questions you want to ask us? Yes, Evgeny, of course, as always, I support you. I have something to add as well. Today we had the parent council. These are people who show maximum participation in working with the company and actively work with their partners, with their teams. And today there was such a significant moment of the meeting. Decisions were made regarding the leadership of the chat. Not just the leadership chat that we already have, but specifically the VIP leadership chat. And partners from completely different branches from different teams, including foreign language, English speaking, and so on, will be added there soon under the following conditions. With your permission, I will announce it. Zhenya, you agree? Yes, of course. Yesterday we actually agreed with the company management on this point, and today a collegial decision were made regarding the participation conditions in such leadership council. So far we have a ranking system, including the rank called diamond, and there's a significant rank, which implies that your team is already growing and your personal contribution to the community is also quite significant. You put a lot of effort, so we, based on this rank, accordingly parties who have this rank, all structure turnover is from $500,000 have the right to join such chat. This will literally be announced tomorrow, I think, in all general chats and of course in chats of small teams of various partners. So membership in this chat will have certain advantages, which will also be concluded, of course, with the company management. In general, if we enjoy this movement of additional advantages, probably such VIP status in leadership chat will be announced tomorrow with all the conditions. Another point I also wanted to announce is the summary, which will also, I think, take place tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, accordingly we have a leadership call, leadership Zoom, and tomorrow evening, European time, we will discuss these nuances. Let's say, conducting presentation from the company ArbCore with various speakers, and we have a prize fund, which tomorrow we will, this is going to be the first stage, we'll distribute this prize fund, announce the winners who will already have it at the moment. And of course we will invite all of you to actively participate in the process. Take your part in it, because every speaker who is no matter new or old, or someone like Alex, who gave the presentation on Wednesday, and an excellent presentation, he also take his part to try get this prize and receive a nice bonus in case from leadership team, including from me. Zhenya, that's what I wanted to add today. So your speech. Yes, there's one more question. Just wait a moment. One question. Our technical specialist wrote to me on the phone. They ask a question regarding multi-accounting and regarding proxies. About the proxies. Those who use the network programs but simply just existing, entering at the right time and the right place. But beyond that, they do not go any further, don't do anything except raising their own financial levels. Okay, look, I'm gonna repeat again, because in fact there were many inquiries to the technical department. People somehow began to worry about this particular question. Look, those who work and develop, grow in the structure, building a team, they really don't need to worry about this at all. No need, because the conditions, I repeated many times, are quite simple. Teach to partners, just to partners. Show them how to work, that's all, and then your partners working with you, duplicate you. That's the big picture. It's the simplest marketing one you could even imagine, ever generally invented. But at the same time, there are again some partners who neglected this moment, and basically try to somehow accelerate this process. So let me just repeat it again. We will not cut out these partners. We will give a certain time to correct the situation, and this time will in any case be given. Some terrible penalties, someone wrote it, and what will something be done to you? beware. No, there of course not be such things. Anything like that, no. What you already received through the network, of course, no one gonna try to take it out from you and get your balance in a negative status. No, 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 no. Everything remains, but at the same time you will have a rehabilitation period during which if you already received the network program and still want to participate in it, those who want to get from the network program will have to fulfill certain conditions from the company, and everything will continue as usual for everyone. Everyone will continue to work. Those who don't want to do this, again, we will not try to force you out, kick you out of the company, and so on. But accordingly, the ranks will be cleared from such partners. Not in terms of partners, yes, no way. These partners will simply move to the investor status. They will work with their investments. And that's all. There will be no drastic measures, no scary threats, or some kind of a horror story we try to make here. That's the most important. These data that exist on everything about the proxies and these partners also that withdraw daily, receive network program, profit, cashback. We do not touch them because, as I said in last Zoom, it's important for us to open everything. And open the pools to show all partners the entire structure of ArbCore company, so that later those partners who neglected the condition understand what they're losing, understand absolutely everything, starting from the company itself and ending with small details related to arbitration in the company. And only after this, when will we complete the work that we planned and promised, then we'll be open this data. And from that moment, we will open partners those information, if partners have multi-accounts or proxies. So don't be afraid, you can always write to technical department, there will already be conditions on what you need to do. If you find out that you were marked that you have multi-accounts or proxies. And in principle, no one's pushing you out, okay? No one will, and will never force you. No one gonna tell you, here you have 3 days, you must show your professionalism, or we're gonna kick you out. No, everything depends on you. How interested you are in showing your professionalism, yes? And how interested you are in the company. But in any case, you can always contact support and there's no need to be ashamed of it. On the contrary, it is encouraged. We all are people. Anything can happen. How does it... We have a mentality, yes? Our mentality, here is a good company, here's a good profitability, here's a good people. You need to enter, you don't know how truthful is the company or untruthful, you need some time to figure it out, right? There's a good company. I want to earn quickly, you can say yourself. Later, you start fighting, figuring it out, and begin to understand the meaning of the company. And when this reassessment happens, we will be here with the open door for you. And what to do with this situation? This is why the situation you should contact the technical department for explanation if something is unclear, and you shouldn't be ashamed. It's not a verdict. On the contrary, it's an opportunity for these partners to show that you didn't receive the net reward for nothing. For your work, for your future and further efforts. In addition, again, you get involved in work, you have a good plus to your down line partners, your real partners, because there are certain conditions, naturally, and if you fulfill them, you will help the entire structure as a whole. Not to be passive player in the active network program, but to be active partner and yourself easily getting all benefits and keep growing. So yeah, I would like to draw a line. On Monday, we will again have a technical Zoom. We will hold it. And I think in the next week, and also I gonna heard questions about open microphone. I think that maybe there are moments, yes, when working with open microphone and during question and answer, we somehow need to think about how to implement it right. I understand that there's also a lot of partners who, not only partners, but people who may get into Zoom, but sometimes people enter the Zoom to just spoil the mood for everyone. So yes, on that, we don't need to pay attention to that, of course, but to hold a full question and answer section, to collect series of questions, is possible. I think our leaders, top leaders, will be able to ask the questions. Need to prepare for this format because the questions I voice, like right now, which I explain, they mostly come from chats. I reviewed chats. I do not lazy to do so. I look at the complaints or some recommendations from our partners, what they emphasize, and accordingly from this, we already build in a concept and the questions on which I answer. We listen to people and try somehow to get it better. We try to execute the situation as best as possible, because it's our business. It built precisely on relationships. Relationships, not just leaders and company administrators, but general, in fact, with the entire community, because leaders without the community is not a leader. And community without a leader is also a chaotic number of people who say look in their own direction. And a company without these two components together cannot function fully and properly. Therefore, everything is connected. And I think we will continue this format, Q&A. About the format, we already think that leaders could carry this out. There's questions because already several times the chats are turned off. We cannot ask if any questions. Is more of a monologue. Basically, yes, but again, with such large number of partners presented Zoom, I now see that there are also many waiting that we approve in there. Technical department who controls Zoom will approve this request, but still there are very many of them. And naturally, among a large number of people, there will definitely be those who plan to provoke someone. And the format we will definitely gonna be created with details. Possibly there will be more moderators. Maybe we're gonna get to that solution with the open microphones. I consider this necessary because many partners would like to ask something, but due to the fact that they're simply partners, not even top leaders, not a leader, they don't have this opportunity. Therefore, we also give ordinary people to try express their vision, their suggestions. We want to do that. It doesn't matter whether this is a good or bad, but in fact, we will give this floor so that everyone feels some support directly from the company. Because we want to make it open for everyone. And on this good note, see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. And on a Monday, with new strength, we continue to move forward. That's all. All the best. Good mood to everyone. Bye bye.